Greetings, beautiful souls. Welcome on a journey from the 3D survival beings into fifth dimensional evolving beings. So I'm back in my house in the USA. The South Carolina is really hot and steamy outside. It's about probably 95, it's really hot. And the new moon is on the Thursday, 28th. So let's see where we are. We are going through a very chaotic energy. Now, it seems that whatever possible can happen is happening, right? And you go like, okay, went through the full moon, here goes the new moon energy. My theory is that, as we are moving through this photonic band, which we know that we are moving through this for quite several years, once in a while, there's this like dense passage that presents us with all kind of the challenges at the same time. It's almost like, the garbage just collects like in this place, like you're probably going through this, the belt of the energy and like very condensed kind of the place. And they are presented with every possible challenge in a very short period of time. But it feels that one thing is happening after another. And eventually, once you realize it, and after a few times, you're sitting there and you says, but it doesn't make a sense. There's no logic in it. It's just, seems that everything is randomly and chaotically happening. And that's the energy that we are in right now. And now I heard from quite a few of you, and again, looking at my life where we are together, going through together a very similar thing. Here we are. So what are we going to do? We are going to stabilize ourselves. So if we know that we are going through this, the part of the energy where it's like all this minds are exploding at the same time, yet you are kind of okay in the middle of it, then you're going to stabilize yourself. You will become ancient. You step into this energy of the centered energy and the peaceful energy. So we will realize that there's like a tornado, for example, going all around you. And you are in the eye of this tornado. You are in the eye of the storm, in the center of the storm. Once you realize it, that means the stabilization of the energies. You have to really work hard on calming your nervous system, calming your mind, and practice the mindfulness. Practice the disconnection from all these triggers that wants to trigger you. Now, here's the fun way in it. It doesn't mean that you disconnect yourself to the point, I don't care, whatever, here I am, I'm gonna wait until it's gonna pass. Well, the storm is moving and you have to move with it to stay in that center, to be centered in the eye of it. So not caring is not going to get you anywhere. So in a way, the disconnecting, what I'm talking about, means to recognize it, but staying neutral and centered. Or in other words, don't let the people to get best out of you, because you may feel challenged with a lot of things. Now, I talk about it a few times, and especially last time, if you watch my video from the Rose Garden in the England, we are working energy of the trust, love, and happiness. And yes, I get it. It's hard to be there and go trust, love, happiness, and the things are going and you just want to be really upset. Well, that's how it is for now. That's how you pass this passage. That is literally a lesson that is presented to us, or the test or the challenge that we are supposed to pass. That when we want to be in that higher energy, we are not angry, stressed, resentful kind of the beings, that we are trusting that the best thing will happen to us, that we are loving to each other and to ourselves, and that we are happy. For example, when I was flying back from the UK, I did not make a connection flight from the JFK in the New York down to the South Carolina. And I was really tired, obviously, who was not, right? And I says, okay, you know what? Let's just see what is the next going to happen. So I was waiting, I think, about 6 or 7 hours for another connecting flight that I was graciously assigned to. I was very happy about it. And so what do you do in the meantime? You can be very angry and upset that you are tired and here you are, or you can enjoy yourself. So I enjoyed myself. I spoiled myself with the coffee that I like and with all kind of the food that I like. And with the book that I like to read. Was I tired that I could not keep my eyes open? Absolutely. But where the anger would get me? Nowhere. Where the, well, it's not fair, those things happen to me would get me? Nowhere. So you need to make best out of the worst. And you find yourself happy and enjoyable. And the flight was happy and the people around were nice. There was actually a guy in the sitting area playing the guitar, kind of like tunes that I like. I was like, this is not bad. I can do this. Why not? So that's how we do it. And by the way, thank you for all your greatest and good wishes to all of you who follow me on the Facebook and Instagram. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. You are the best. Anyway, going back to the new moon. So stabilizing ourselves in the energies and realizing that no, there are no bad things happening to you at this moment. They are just the things that challenge you. Can you hold this high energy of the trust, love, and happiness? And yes, we are doing this together for quite a while. Yes, you can. Now, here's the exciting part that comes after this, or that you may start seeing right now. You are shifting your reality. Did you notice it? Did you notice it, that you are shifting your reality? I was hiking over the weekend with the kids, with my kids, in the Greenville area in the South Carolina. And I realized that the reality has shifted. There's some things I was trying to manifest, and some things that I saw that absolutely, had some issues happen in a totally different way than they were supposed to happen. And I was really excited. Now, it doesn't mean that the bad things will not be happening to you anymore. They may and will happen. We are living on Earth is a natural progression of life. You may not get that connecting flight one to another, or the things happen exactly the way as you want them to be. But if you trust, they will evolve in the much less damage, or the much less stress, much less trauma than they would do in that ordinary, normal, three-dimensional life. They kind of like, evolve in what is the best for you and, let's say, for your family at that moment, at that time. And I was really surprised to see it. I'm very happy and grateful to see it, because for me personally, that's a proof that this one is working. I do like about what I like about what I'm sharing with you is that I share with you what I have learned from Pleiadians, what changed and shifted my life in a much more better life, in much more happier, centered, loving kind of the life than what I used to have. So if the things change for me and the things change for the people that I consult and work with, and for my soul family, then those things will work exactly the same for all this wider group that is here with us. We are doing exactly the same thing. We are moving from survival into evolution, from the 3D to the 5th dimension. And we try to learn to hold it within the body and share with the others. I was pondering about it. Why? If we learn something that is working, then I think it is great that we can share it with others, because everybody can learn much faster. They don't have to spend as much time on it. They don't have to spend as much of agonizing over it. They, let's say that you and I may be walking in the storm for like 3 years, while the other ones will shorten the way to the 6 months, because we can share with them what we have learned. We are learning by way of experimenting and doing. That's why it's this photonic belt, or any kind of the energy, whatever we're going to call it. It is an opportunity to learn and to shorten somebody else's travel away in as much as possible. And I think that's great. That's a beautiful journey. It's really gonna bring us that it's not about us, but about the others. And yet we need to put ourselves as a center of it Because if we learn it, we can teach the others, right? So when I say it's not about us, I can also like, okay, I'm just going to lie myself and I'm going to get out of here. I'm not going to get ever reincarnated again because I had it. That's not my story. And I know that many of you have a same or similar story where you do have that need and desire and a calling, your mission to share with others what you have learned. And perhaps that is the new manifestation for the new moon. Let's start seeing your new reality. How does your reality look like? So we know the basic pattern of it. Your new reality, have full trust. When you trusting that the best thing will happen to you and your family and your whole soul family. When your new reality is filled with love, love for yourself, for your family, for your soul family, everybody in this new earth reality is just beaming with love. And where's the love without happiness? So we are happy in this reality. And if the things sometimes happen that, we may not like, it may be too hard or too rainy, or the things happen to us that are inconvenient, we're just gonna step back and we're gonna kind of wait for a little bit and we take care of ourselves. If there's something that is inconvenient that is happening, whenever it's to our body or in our reality, it is a call for change. It's like, here you are in that storm, in the eye of the storm, and you took a little bit step left or the right, or you didn't move in the right direction. And suddenly you're experiencing this affect. So you said, okay, if I'm experiencing this affect, then I can self-correct it and I can continue with this. And then I can share it with the others. I says, hey, if you are not taking it 3 steps forward and 2 backward and then 1 right and 1 left, you're going to experience this and this kind of the side effect. Of course, I'm making a fun out of it as a silly, silly example, but that's exactly what it is. See that everything is happening for a reason, and see yourself that good things can happen to you, because that is happening to our soul family. Good things are happening to us because we are moving in the right direction. We are creating a way of life, not only for us, but for everybody who's willing to plug in our energies. The way of the life that is paved with the trust and love and happiness. So on the new moon, light your white candles and let's get into this manifestation of how does your reality look like. Now, last part that I'm gonna add to it is connect your essence with your sense. Connect your beautiful soul-loving energy with the sense. Sense means the mind, but the mind is stimulated by the 5 basic senses: smell, taste, sight, touch, and sound. Add those senses in your reality. Like put it up there. And every time you experience the senses, then you have that reality. Like when I was on the walk in the Greenville, I love the smell of the summer in the forest. There is that, it just smell beautiful and sweet and warm. And then you find the fresh berries, or we find the blackberries and blueberries. And the taste of them is just divine. It's totally different than from supermarket. Now, this is something I know from my growing up, from my childhood, because obviously, berries were not in the supermarket. They were only in the summer and only in the forest. So there's this feeling of the pleasure and love and happiness and simplicity and the beauty of it. When I connected it to my current reality and it all clicked as an aha moment, the light in my mind, it was beautiful. And so those are the things I want to encourage you to create in your life. The more of you who create your own reality and you start realizing that the reality is working, you are shifting it for all of us. We work as a team. This work literally on the principle of the 100 monkeys syndrome. Now, obviously, we need a little bit more than 100, otherwise you make a great, there's changes here already. We need probably 144,000 myriads connect together, if not more. It doesn't matter how much we need. We know it is happening, and we know that the more we work on ourselves and we embrace that reality, the best one that is for you, will be supportive for me and for everybody else. Then my reality is supportive for you, is there for you to grow, to be happy, to pursue any kind of the occupation that you would like to have. In my mind, you're pursuing with honesty and integrity. And again, with that love and the trust and the happiness, everything is needed. So here we are, the pioneers of the new earth. I love you, my beautiful soul family, and I wish you a wonderful new moon and enjoy the rest of the summer. And down there in the Australia and the New Zealand, enjoy your winter. I love you. Love and light from my heart to yours.